Today, we will talk about a Buddhist monastery located in Sari Bahlol. Have you visited Sari Bahlol? Have you heard the name of a site or of a village, Sari Bahlol? If not, then it's a time. Stay with us for the video, please. Sari Bahlol is a village on the way to Takht Bahi in the west of the Malakand road. It is situated on an extensive mound which was once surrounded by a dozen other small ruins at a distance of about 7 miles to the northwest of Mardan, 3 miles to the southwest of Takht Bahi on the Mardan-Malakand road. Great quantities of Gandhara sculptures were recovered by dealers and archaeologists during the past 100 years from its environs. The remains reveal that it was a fenced town belonging to the Kushana period. On the surrounding plain up to a distance of 2 miles from the main mound, a number of smaller mounds are known to cover Buddhist stupas and monasteries. At a distance of 1,000 yards to the south, a mound was found to contain the remains of a monastery with a small stupa and indications of a large one to the west. Sir Mortimer Wheeler writes, "The buildings had perished in flames and had subsequently remained untouched until modern times." Sayama Jataka, the environs of Pushkalavati, Charsadda, are famous for another important legend, the Sayama Jataka also. There existed the second stupa in memory of the story, which is mentioned by the pilgrim. In this existence, the future Buddha was born under the form of a young hermit of the woods, a model of filial piety and the sole support of his aged blind parents. One day, when he had gone to draw water and not, as Huan San says, to gather fruits for them, he was struck down by the arrow of a king out hunting, but was soon restored to life. The king and the ascetics were from Benares. The hermitage was in the Himalayas. The place and personages of the story had thus been transported en bloc to Gandhara. The story is very carefully carved in a panel from court which is now in the Peshawar Museum. It was according to Huan San, who visited Gandhara, who stayed in Gandhara, who wrote down the history of Gandhara in the 7th century AD. So according to him, this incident took place about 10 miles from the present Charsadda village. It has been identified with Peryanuderi, a mound near the village of Ganderi, which represents the remains of Sayama Stupa. Huan Sang mentions that at the time of his visit to Pushkalavati, there existed in its neighborhood a Brahmanical temple in the west, a stupa built by the Mauryan Emperor Ashoka in the east, and another high stupa flanked by its monastery in the north. Ashnagar means 8 cities, which existed in ancient times as they existed today in this most fertile area of the province where many river flows, which give fertility to this land. Lotus is a flower of rivers, lakes and marshes and grows abundantly on the river banks in this area.